How y'all doing today? Guys, I'm so happy to be here. It's going to be a great day. We got to talk about how to enter with the entry model using subjectivity. That's going to be like our topic for today. And we're going to give the rundown of that. I think that's a really good uh, thing to talk about. It's been a while since we talked about it, so we do have like a 1 minute long that's playing out. Me personally, I'd like to see I think 50% of this up move before taking a long. But yeah, I do want longs. I think this afternoon we kind of had a nice V shape there, so we'll see if we get this CISD. I think that that confirms this long here, and we should go up. But I think dream scenario would be like maybe a long from down here, or maybe even lower. We don't need to come back to this. I'm just saying because this is technically kind of protected, right? It's high resistant. It's a high that failed to get closed above several times. And so usually when that happens, we need to come back and take sell side. And this kind of is starting to look like a failed CISD maybe. So I would be very wary of being in this long trade. I'd probably have cut the position at this point. Usually you want to see trades play out pretty instantaneously if you're going to take an inverse. And whenever price starts to do this, this is your sign that like, okay, this is where you cut the trade. This will probably fail. So if it works, cool. If it fails, that is probably the more likely outcome here. Now, we do have, I think, Trump speaking later, right? The Iran deadline at 8 o'clock. So as we get closer to that, I think price will continue to slow down and get worse and worse. So we'll see how PM is today, but obviously probably not going to do too many crazy things since this morning was already so good. There was like 3 A+ setups, I think. If you missed the first two, obviously you had that last 5 minute long outside the kill zone. That sounds right, Fahrenheit. I don't know. It was like last April. We've been manipulating the market. It's actually so funny how many times they've gone from well, we have no talks with Iran to we're talking with Iran to we hate Iran, we're gonna bomb them to yeah, we're really close to a peace deal. It's like, okay, dude, like nothing can be trusted. Just tell me when this war's over in 20 years. Okay, okay. So good momentum there. Looks like we're gonna get the CISD. So I guess it worked. I'd definitely break even. I would not have expected this to work. I feel like this doesn't work most of the time. Is there like a gap that's holding there? There's a 3 minute, I guess. When taking inverses, do you require a sweep to happen? Not necessarily. Not 100% of the time. It basically, if we have A+ draw on liquidity, then I don't need to see a liquidity sweep. I'm willing to take, basically any type of entry model trade as long as the liquidity is very good. And then yeah, usually the 30 seconds that fail are the ones that are like pretty bad closes, and they're like not really manipulation legs. Like good, I'll show you like a good 30 second versus a bad one. We had like a good example yesterday on the trade we took. I wouldn't be necessarily A+ without a sweep. It'd be like an A setup, but I'm willing to take A setups unfunded or A- even if it's targeting A+ draws and liquidity. This looks ready to go though. I think we go up here. Yeah, we're gonna take the high on this. Okay. Um, looks like maybe this is Fed news that's kind of coming out. There's a Fed speaker right now, so I probably is helping the market get a little bit active. And then obviously I think my target for today is just going to be AM high. And if we can really accelerate maybe previous day, since these are kind of like relative highs here, and that would be kind of crazy. 5 minute CISD. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Maybe this is like an opportunity to enter options before it really starts moving. I don't know. It's up to you. I don't know if the IVs aren't super high. This could be options play territory. I'm checking right now. Oh man, they're kind of they're kind of high. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, options prices are too high right now. I can't take a play. Wow, this is just oh my god. That's why the options prices were too high. Holy. 586 just jumped from $1 to $1.50. So there's the lunch high swept out. My problem with the 1 minute long is the fact that it's in premium of like the swing that we're on right now and that we didn't really have good delivery. We weren't really delivering. I mean, I guess the 3 minute, but I would have preferred like better delivery there, but I just didn't happen. So yeah, AM high is gonna hit here. Wow. Probably chase worthy, but there's not really a good way to set your stop loss here. I mean, this is 20 points to the high. Yeah, if there's a good way to like get a stop loss here, you could probably chase this. Did we SMT yet with the high? We did. We hit AM high on ES, so maybe that's something to be concerned about. But yeah, basically this whole long is just off the continuation of the 5 minute here, which I called A plus earlier. And even this 1 minute down here was pretty A plus because you got the CISD and the inverse at the same time, but it might have been invalid for some of you. I don't think the SMT is going to matter. I think we'll probably just head out. Maybe we get a pullback here first. Yeah. To me, the 3 minute just is not clear at all. I mean, maybe the 30 minute IO Fed. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I guess the 30 minute is decent. Yeah, we'd have to say the 30 minute. Damn. I guess we should have taken that. Oh, well, hindsight. I saw the 30 minute, but I didn't like the momentum. It's good. That's the thing. Whenever you're longing in a not ideal scenario or shorting in a not ideal scenario, the biggest thing is that you need extra confirmation. And if you don't get it, it's a lower probability setup. So you need to be leading with that mindset whenever you're like thinking about taking a trade. And so if there's a lot of confluences and it's a not as good setup, that trade you can take all day. But here, we're in premium with the swing. We didn't really take out like a major low, so we didn't really run stop losses that good. And we had bad momentum and we were outside the macro. So there's like not enough confluences here to take a long in premium of the range, especially when the draw on liquidity is like just okay. I mean, 930 wick is a good draw. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's not like a data wick, it's not LRLR, it's not equal highs. So what do I think about the Judas swing short at open? Good. I liked it. I took it. This was the break that I was looking for here. I thought this was good. And then you could have also like taken the confirmation here maybe if there's like I think that was a 30-second, right? Something. I don't know. You could have seen that in lifetime and been like, okay, that's a pretty good reaction. And then we had the macro to run the low. So I like this. I also didn't think this was too bad, but obviously it was a break even. How How much do I risk on first trade unfunded? This morning I took it with, I think, a mini. I think, if I remember correctly. I entered like here and I had a stop loss at here. So I think I risked like 700. And then I think I held it a little bit past the low. But I didn't, I think I just held it for 1 to 1. I don't think I held it very far. Don't remember exactly what it was though. But yeah, I risked like 700 to make 700. And that was on the Tradeify accounts. And then I risked a mini on this trade also. The 2-minute short here with a stop. I think I had my initial stop like here because I didn't think I wanted price to come back to this high because that's like the prop block there. And then I just moved my stop loss lower after we formed the 2-minute order block there, and then I went to break even when we got the low here. And I just held it to the low. So I think on this trade I had about 25-ish points of risk. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, maybe it was 40, so 800 on this one. So I risked 700 on the first one, 800 on the second one. And then I didn't take this trade. I was done with 2 trades for the day. So I'm risking almost 1,000 at this point per trade. Instead of having a really strong draw is the most important thing over anything. Say if we're just really high and there's not really any draws near, will you notice it out? Yeah, yeah. So if we have conflicting draws or there's not any clear draws, yes, I will 100% sit out for the day. Like yesterday morning, I sat out because I didn't really like where price was at, and I didn't really like the vibe, and I didn't think we were gonna get anything good. Obviously, apparently there was a good 2-minute short and whatever, but I just sat out because I figured I could use my time better that day, doing something else. So that's what I did, and then I came back for PM and we caught that 90-point trade, and that kind of made up for it. How do I not tilt after I lost that size? Just getting used to that sizing. I've been building up right now, like, you know, over quite a long time. And that was one of my goals this year. I don't know if you guys remember me saying this in the fall, but I said that my goal was to get out of this like $250 sizing thing that I've been doing forever because it was all psychology based and I needed to, start scaling up. And so I've been doing that. And yeah, it's been working, which is nice. 30-second long of the 1 minute here off of 50%. Yeah, this is a good opportunity here to maybe set up a trade that gives you defined risk reward for like a chase play, right? This is like a C setup, but it offers you like decent risk reward. Maybe 2R there to the hard stop. So if this was like good momentum, good V shape, this is maybe takeable. If you have like strong conviction and buy side here. Obviously, we have the SMT, so it's a little bit more difficult to want to long right now that we've taken it. But I don't know. There's probably going to be a better setup if I had to guess today. We have a lot of volatility right now, and I'm kind of thinking there'll be something. How is the VIX today? VIX is up a little bit, 10%. So definitely good volatility today. But yeah, so on, does that make sense? It's kind of like asking somebody like that's not really in the know for trading how they deal with a $200 loss. It's like, well, I did it enough times that it just kind of didn't affect me as much. And I have confidence in the model that I trade and the data that I've collected. For most people, risking $200 on a single trade is crazy, right? But the whole point is just to make bigger numbers. It doesn't really have anything to do. Like if you can kind of just dissociate from the real world connotation that money has, it makes it a lot easier. And I want something better than the love sack, bro. Like that $1 million bed that Drake has? Like that's what I'm trying to get. You spend a third of your life sleeping, bro. I'm just kidding. It's not a W investment. $1 million on the couch is crazy. It's a whole house, but I'm just messing around. Exactly, Soko man, exactly. Like I'm hoping, like I'm gonna take these Lucid live accounts slow and steady, and I'm hoping that like I can really run this up and like really make a name for myself out of it and be able to promote PM and grow our community and maybe even take a leaderboard spot or two because that would be awesome. But they're still just taking their sweet time setting it up for me. So once that live account gets started, I'll let you guys know how it goes. Maybe a shitty house for night. But yeah, what did you guys think? I thought the 5 minute long was really good. I thought the 2 minute short there was really good, and I thought this short was decent. This was probably the worst trade of the day, but it's the best opportunity to take a short. So, and then everything else is kind of whatever. I mean, it's 1 minute cool, cool it worked. What do we think about the 5 minute short here? I don't like the draw on liquidity to sell side, right? We've already taken out previous day low and we had a pretty bullish reaction from it. But mechanically, this would be a plus with the AMD setup here and the SMT. So a mechanical setup that doesn't have a good draw is overall like kind of a mid subjective trade. It probably wins a little more than half the time. So if there's a good risk reward there, maybe it's worth it, but otherwise probably not. You took a 3 minute during lunch and got burned. What was the 3 minute? 15-second up. Yeah, 15-second up. I don't take 15-second trades inside the range like this, but once again, another opportunity to take a chase play in premium here with defined risk. For 5 minute long here, would you wait for both 5 minute gaps to get inverse? Yes. Yeah. If you wanted to enter really early on this position, you could go down to the 1 minute time frame and enter that off the CISD, but that's about the only way you can get in this earlier than that. For me, I would have waited for the confirmation of the 5 minute just because we were outside the kill zone, but that's just me. I trade down to the 15-second, but it has to be like at the extremities. 30-second and up, I'll trade anywhere. But yeah, like, was there a good 15-second here? Not really. No, I was, like I said, the only time I trade the 15-second is if there's no other time frame. And here we have the 1 minute. So, yeah. Here we have not really any gap. Maybe a 4 minute forming. 40 seconds. 1 minute close was kind of high. Yeah, I know, but because it gave you that close, it also gave you the CISD there. So that first CISD will usually print to 50%, and then once it hits 50, you can then like kind of move your stop to break even and just see what happens, right? So you can mark out there to there. See if it hits this high, go break even after. And then you just get lucky with this candle. And then you can really hold a runner there. Kind of like what we did yesterday with that trade, right? We got in early enough, then the news came out, pumped us up, and then we just were able to hold a runner. We didn't really get as many points out of it as this move did, but it's kind of the same idea. And it wasn't like the best setup, but it was a CISD, right? On that play we took yesterday. Hey, I'm glad you guys came prepared with questions today. I'm liking this. This is a good conversation. Um, Obviously we've kind of delved into how to enter trades subjectively a little bit already, but it isn't really structured. So I can kind of type out what I posted in PM chat on the screen a little bit so you guys have an idea of what I like to see specifically. And then go up there. So these are the rules I follow for taking the entry model off a gap, running into another gap, or for or if I wait for all gaps. If the inverse has confluences, momentum, other PD arrays, the macro time, etc., you don't have to wait for all time frames, right? This is where you get subjective, right? Use your best intuition. If it makes sense in the moment, and there's a lot of things going on that are very bullish or very bearish, and it makes sense in terms of reversal time, it makes sense in terms of liquidity, this you can enter all day, right? If it doesn't really make sense, or there's like conflicting draws, or there's whatever, okay, this is where you'd like have to use screen time and your ability to be able to discern between like what a good setup looks like and what a bad setup looks like, to then say, okay, it's missing those things. I need to wait for all time frames. Okay. And so in that moment, you can then wait for like a higher up close or a lower close, and maybe find an opportunity to tighten up your risk, right? So for example, on this 5-minute inverse, obviously this play has a big stop loss, right? So maybe initially you size to that 80-point stop loss, targeting that. Maybe that looks like 2 micros or 1 micro for you. And then when you go on the chart and you notice this low, it's like, okay, price should not come back and violate this gap, and we shouldn't get this low if we're really bullish here. So maybe I can tighten my risk to 55 points. Okay. And then we get like this very obvious 5-minute OB here. And it's like, okay, if price is really bullish here, we shouldn't violate this 5-minute OB. Okay. And then when we hit like maybe this high, because you have conviction and longs playing out and you don't go break even here, that's when you go break even. And that's like a lot of points later. So you're probably going to go break even sooner than that. And you're probably going to go break even when we retake this high. And this is going to be a break even trade most of the time for most people, I think. But if you took this on options, or maybe some entry where you're not going break even, maybe you wait for this obvious, wick high here. Maybe you wait for that or whatever. The entry model says that you have to wait for this before going to break even. But sometimes, you can subjectively determine, okay, I want this to run. Maybe I'll just go break even here. Okay. I think in this scenario, because of the risk reward that you're getting on this trade, leaving your stop loss here is also okay, right? You're risking 23 points to potentially make like 260. Okay. Like that to me is kind of worth it. Also, we are getting a 1-minute long here, and it is coming off 50%. The thing that will confirm this long working out will be if we close over this, I think, 248. Okay. So we'll see. See if we get it. Maybe I'll just, enter there on like an eval or something. Okay. So I'm gonna enter this here and just have like a stop loss here. And we'll see. But yeah, I mean, we should still be bullish. I just don't like the SMT. That's why I'm entering this on an eval. I think the extra confirmation of the CISD would be better for funded, but we'll see. Obviously, we have the macro time, and I guess we're fading the 4-minute. The 4-minute's actually the best here. So if you want to wait for the 4-minute for a funded play, go for it. That's fine. Like, this could definitely be a failed CISD and we make a lower leg. I wouldn't be surprised. I really don't think we should come back to, like, this candle low here if we're going to run up right now. This should just accelerate. So, we got the next 4-minute close in, like, 3 minutes. So you can keep an eye on that. But yeah, 4-minute here looks good. It's singular. It's nice. You want to wait for all time frames when we're up here, when you don't have those extra confluences, right? I mean, we have the macro. So, that's a good confluence. And if we get good momentum, that's a good confluence. But yeah, the singular gap here is the 4. So yeah, I'd pay attention to that for sure. Okay. Good move there. Good move there. If we get a good close here, that's our CISD, and that kind of confirms the move up. I'd feel good about that. We got it. Well, there's no sweep but draws A plus and bullish price action and everything aligns, I would still take the trade. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. This is order of importance in my opinion for trading. Bias, momentum, time model. Okay. So we fail to put in the CISD. Okay, we leave we leave equal highs though, so that's a good sign. But yeah, failing to put in the CISD there can sometimes cause price to come back to the open of the momentum. I mean, not the momentum, the manipulation leg. So we really need price to close over that CISD in order to confirm this move up. If we violate Yeah, I don't know. This already looks bad. This looks like this could come back. I'm just gonna let it sit here, let it marinate because it's an eval, but yeah, that's bad. You don't want that. This looks like it could remanipulate the low and then come back, which honestly would better offer a better setup. So I'm okay with it, right? Like for a funded play or something. How much money can I make on a trade of 5 funded, by the way? I'm at 850 on the day. And I think I need to hit 5 days of 150, right? No, this is a growth account actually. So I need I need 3K profit target. So how much can I make? 35% consistency, is that it? So I can make at most, what would that be, like 1,050 in a day? Okay, so I could take one more funded play on this for like a couple $100 maybe. But yeah, we get the OB to the downside here. I think we'll probably come back to this low. Yeah. Well, I guess that kind of gives me an opportunity here to maybe cut the trade early. I don't like cutting on like bearish creation. I like cutting on like bullish invalidation, if that makes sense. Because that's like the order flow switch. And like technically we haven't switched order flow yet. Like we're still respecting. Well, that's a weird candle. What's going on? Did we inverse the 1 minute back down there? No, we didn't. Okay, so we're still holding it. So maybe when we violate the 1 minute IFEG here, I'll just cut the trade for like 10 points on my eval. And then I'll re-enter it if we get the 4 minute or I don't know, something else. Maybe. Yeah, for sure, Brad. It's a good way to think about it. Equal highs, yeah. So like right now, I think we're actually gonna remanipulate this low. I think this eval trade is probably gonna fail, but we haven't violated the 1 minute IFG yet, so we'll see. It looks like it's going to. It looks like it wants to. Any anytime we get failed CISD, this is what happens. We always go back usually to the start of the manipulation. Like Plyo taught me that one. See? See? How did I know that was gonna happen when I saw this candle close? How did I know that? I was calling for that right here when we created equal highs. How do I know that? That's screen time. That's all that is. 100% screen time. Now, do we have like a 5 second here? No. Okay, so like no gap here, so probably no entry. We'll just have to watch to see what happens now. But yeah, the thing that confirmed price going up is going to be a creation of a CISD and the 4 minute inverse. And once we get that, we're money. If it doesn't happen, well, then we might be bearish and we might get the 5 minute inverse. And I think if we got the 5 minute inverse, that would make me bearish, honestly. I don't think we should violate this. There's like a breaker block here and an order block. So yeah, if we violated this 5 minute, I'd definitely become bearish. Yeah, I guess Electron. I didn't really think they were devil's marks because they had little tiny wicks, but yeah. Yeah, for sure, Brad. Yeah, that also tapped us into a oh wait, no, it didn't. I lied. But yeah, whenever you guys are trading IFEGs now, will you remember this now? If we get the IFEG, but we fail to get the CISD, that's a terrible sign. Okay? And when we start invalidating bullish or bearish, I guess whatever side your trade you're on, order flow, like we violate a bearish OB, that's when you should cut the trade. Yeah. The combining of CISD and IFEG is what has made me so much money this year, to be honest. Like if I was unfunded there and I saw the 4 minute and I saw the failed CISD, even with the equal highs, I would have cut instantly. Not just the CISD. That's like the most important one, Brad. The entry model was never what was going to make you profitable. But yeah, absolutely. The entry model was just there to guide you on how to manage risk and reward. What makes you profitable is your ability to read liquidity and know when price is going to move, like when we're actually going to get the price move on your entry, right? And being able to combine that entry model where you define your risk and knowing when we're actually going to get the move is like the key to success, right? And CISD definitely helps with knowing momentum, bias, etc., right? Yeah, but no, the model never made me money, right? The model was just an entry model. 1027 short fail and why the 1035 worked. Yes, I'd love to. Let's take a look. I kind of actually I can't right now. I kind of need to watch this because we might just come back up here. That wick there was pretty nice. We got an SMT at the low now, but I will raid. Just remind me if I forget. Let's say there's a lower gap that triggers before the CISD, but we have a gap a little higher that triggers and confirms the CISD at the same time. Maybe, yeah. Like, I guess I would need an example. Do I like the 2 minute even though the gap is small? I like the 4 minute the best here, which is weird. I never say that. Mm, maybe raid, but that's not really the model. I don't have data on that. Maybe. I'm mostly trading things that I have data on, right? Things that like I've seen happen an awful lot, or that I've journaled, or that I've backtested, right? The CISD plays I take are probably eval trades most of the time. I think unless there was like a data wick involved, I'm probably not taking it unfunded. So here, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, I mean, you heard me think out loud when I said, okay, we failed to get the CISD. That's a really bad close, right? We're inside the 4 minute, but we got equal highs, so maybe. What I'm thinking in that live moment that I think the candle is going to do is, okay, sure, we failed to get the CISD. Maybe it takes one more candle, and the reason why it takes one more candle is because we got like an SMT at this high here, and we just rejected, and we need price to come back a little bit and rebalance the move back up before finally hitting the equal highs. And when we hit the equal highs, that's when we'll get the CISD. Then when I see price move down aggressively, I'm like, okay, well, that's concerning. If we violate, the IFEG will also get an order block to the downside here, which would then be order flow switching. So because I know that, and I know that with equal highs we should respect this, I will cut the trade early here and not let it come to the low. if we close below it. Obviously, that didn't happen, and we perfectly made it so that when this candle closed here, then the next candle ran the low, and I ended up taking the max loss on it anyway. But that's like my thinking in live time, and sometimes like that'll just happen, and that's why it's important to manage risk and reward because you'll take sometimes the full loss, and there's not really much you can do about that. Sorry. Nah, it's worse than that. Soko, man, it's eating. My girlfriend brought me back food. Think we go back down to the 1 hour? If we inverse the five, probably. All right, and this is where we like cycle time frames, see if there's anything showing up. We got a 1 minute. Risk to reward here plays a factor into whether we're going to decide to take a trade. So risk reward here is pretty good. I mean, it's a tiny gap though, so I guess we'll see. I don't know. There's no reason. There's nothing that's made me think we're bullish here, but maybe now options are cheaper because we've kind of stalled out. Volume's kind of died. Okay, so we got our inverse and a CISD here, but is it that good of a CISD? I don't know. Maybe. It's okay. Maybe an eval play. I think the big thing is going to be seeing this 30-second inverse. So like this gives me confidence in this working if this forms, even with the 4 minute, right? But we have another 4 minute now that we're running into, right? So maybe the 4 minute here is actually the best. The 4 plus the 30-second, maybe. Since momentum's bad, we want to see all time frames. Maybe. Maybe that's the play. Yeah, AM low is technically protected, right? Because we swept it out earlier, so or previous day low, whatever that low is that we took out down there, right? That's why we don't want to target sell side. So even if we get the 5 minute inverse here, I don't think I'll be looking for any shorts. Probably just watch price the rest of the day. But yeah, here. Oh, wait, did I just cut out? Hello, hello. Oh, I'm good. I think violating maybe the 1 minute CISD here would be pretty bearish. I think that would give us the 5 minute inverse ultimately because that would be like an IO Fed reaction for the 4 minute. All right, I guess we'll see. Yeah, I think that makes sense, Raid. I think I agree with you on that. I'll mark it. Big if though, big if. Next 4 minute close in 3 minutes. Any more questions? I kind of been talking for like 40 minutes straight. Obviously, just eating right then for a few minutes, but wanted to make sure I kind of got everything out of the way there. I know that was a lot to digest, a lot to take in. It's all stuff we've talked about before, though, I'm pretty sure. So just to clarify, right now, here, this 1 minute CISD is telling me that if we were to get an inverse trade, that would likely work. Okay. And now we have good momentum. So I actually think this play is valid to the equal highs and maybe higher. Okay. Before, when we don't get the CISD, I'm less interested in the position because I don't think we're going to get the true reversal. Now that we have the CISD, I think we'll get the true reversal. And this is where like you can start talking about standard deviation projections, right? I think I have it drawn wrong though. I think it should be to a little higher. Yeah. So like here. But this isn't really a good one, honestly. Funded? Yeah, maybe. I actually don't hate it for funded because of the equal highs. 5 minute? Yep, we got the 5 minute there. I'm watching the four. This 30 second maybe. We get the 1 and the 30 second here. That could be a IFPG play. Take it there for 1-to-1. Maybe target PMI and higher. There's a high here AMI. But yeah, we gotta see that break. If I entered off this 1 minute CISD, I would for sure be break even now. So like an entry at like 211 or 210, something like that would be break even. Because I think this reaction is pretty bearish now. Obviously, if we hold the 30 second there, we should be good, but yeah, we don't want to see a super bearish reaction tapping into that gap initially. Yeah, nearly broke the 2 minute. Yeah, like I said, though, I think it's going to come down to every gap inversing here because the momentum just isn't good. So, no setup yet. Did I take the CISD entry? I might have. Might have taken it on the eval. Do I copy trade deals? No, I haven't been copy trading them as of late. I've just been going one at a time and just like a lot of risk. I'm finding a lot more success doing that. If I copy trade, sometimes I have like a 33% pass rate. When I go one by one, I usually pass 50 of them, 50%. Maybe if I was trading Apex, I would pass or I would do multiple, but on these $100 accounts, nah, one by one is definitely the play. Losing $500 at once would hurt for sure. Well, we are respecting the order block. That's good. I think the key thing here is you just really want momentum to like sell the trade to you. Like it'd be super obvious. And because it's not that, that's why I go break even and just wait for the close up here higher. Now, if we get the OB and the inverse, yeah, this is a fun play. I like the close of everything. So at 24, we should get everything: the 4, the 2, the 1, the 30, the 3 even. And we already have the 5. And then if that loses it, it is what it is. But the way that I would have it marked out is exactly like this, with a hard stop at the low of the OB there. So the wick low, because it should not come back to 206. So you can set your hard risk to that. And then obviously, depending on if we violate bullish PD raise here, that will kind of be your manual stop out. But yeah, no close, so no entry. Do you see why, like, yes, the CISD can be decent, but like it's not really going to tell you the story of like price actually targeting liquidity. All it's going to do is like signal like a retracement or like maybe a move to 50 or something like that. But it's not going to be always concretely the thing that takes us all the way back to the opposite side of liquidity. The thing that's going to do that is going to be the order flow change, right? The invalidation of opposing PD arrays. And that's why the inverse is important to pair with the CISD. CISD by itself is never going to fully deliver price. It needs something else with it. But the inverse can. Inverses on their own can cause reversals. Okay. CISDs can just offer good opportunities for entries, for retracements, and that kind of thing. Also, the 5 minute and 30 seconds going to close, and I think if you would like to try this short, if you're super bearish and you want the 1 hour here, you can create a trade that will look something like this. The stop loss above the order block, and then maybe holding a little bit past for 1 hour. And that might work. That might be good. I think I will definitely try it on eval. Maybe not unfunded because I don't love to draw on liquidity, but definitely an eval play. So there's the 5 minute close. Oh wow, it's going to give me better risk reward. Okay. The reason why I'm even considering taking this on eval is because of the momentum there. I thought that was pretty good, and I think it'll work for 1-to-1. So let's see, my entry's at 197. So all I need for 1-to-1 is here. So a little bit past the low. And then break even could be like maybe PM low. Just going break even there. Just hoping we get lucky with a death candle here or something. That would be good. Thank you, Otter. I appreciate it. It's taken a while. And then obviously you can hold a runner. I might just hold like 1 micro or something. I don't really know where price is going to want to go lower than this. I think the 1 hour is the only thing obvious here. But we'll see. As far as like a 30 second, is there anything? No, I don't think so. There's not really any roadblocks in the way here. I mean, maybe the 3 minute. Oh, the 3 minute could hold. Actually, wait. Okay. we want to see every time frame, obviously, because the momentum here to the downside was good on the close. Maybe this is just 50%, but I don't like to draw on liquidity. So yeah, you kind of want to wait for everything here. I didn't see the 3 and the 4. Hopefully we get those two. If everything goes, we're good. If the 3 and 4 hold, it's just like yesterday's trade. And this will actually turn into a decent long, probably. So what I might do is I might just cut this for, yeah, I guess 3 points lost. So I'm going to cut that for like 3 points and then just jump back in if we get the 3 and 4 there. I just didn't see them. So 4 minutes good. Now we just need to wait 2 minutes. So here I think is actually a pretty good example of when to wait for every time frame. Because do you guys agree that like through this gap, like the momentum wasn't good? Like yeah, the close was good here, but now we're starting to chop again, and the fact that we respected the 3 minute there is kind of concerning. So like because we're like right there at our entry, might as well just wait. Wait a sec. I mean, yeah, we're gonna get a little bit worse of an entry, but we can always hold for a little bit more and just hope. Get something like this, maybe. Maybe go for the devil's mark there. That could be good, right? And if the 3 minute here holds, well, technically bullish order flow is still valid, and then we could see potentially a whole move to the upside. Okay, let's see. Can we get it? It looks like we will. Maybe. Let's not jinx it. Nope. Did not get it. With these random Trump tweet candles recently, what do you think? Is valid to chase as opposed to try counter trade? Yeah, I think you can probably chase if you find a good opportunity. Maybe. Really just depends on the risk reward on the setup when you're chasing and if the draw on liquidity is good. No, exactly. Yeah, EJ. Like I would have just entered on the 5 minute. I don't know if this 1 hour low is really a good draw because it's technically you're trying to target a low that's already balanced the 30 minute. And we have equal highs above. So there's kind of a conflicting draw here. And now it's like stalling out, right? Like I said before, whenever you're in a position, you want price to just run immediately and you don't want to see the stalling. So whenever that happens, that's usually not a good sign for your trade. We'll see. We got 2 more minutes. This last 3 minute close. I think maybe what you can do here, because this is considered efficiently traded, is maybe move your stop loss to here if you're still in it. Because I don't think we should trade back to that if we're going to be bearish here. Yeah, I think I would do that. Yeah, that's fine. So it looks like this is going to go. If we hit PM low, that's a good break-even spot from your entry if you got like a good fill, like 197 or something. And so what this allows us to do now is if we're going to keep our hard stop here at this high on the 3 minute close, we can now tighten up our risk. So now this is 17.75 points of risk instead of 25. And we can still get a 1 hour trade here to the low, even though technically we're entering from a lower point in the range. Oh yeah, I said yeah, but the risk to reward needs to be good, and like the drawn liquidity has to be good. I would say those are the two big things. We really want to see a good close through this low too. Dude, it's actually awesome when I can commentate on price and we're not just like stuck in a range because like it allows me to like actually show you guys what I know. And like if this was AM, like this is exactly what I would be doing. Sometimes with PM you just can't really like do too much, which it's fine. It's just a different session. It's just different characteristically, but I like it when it's like this. So no 3 minute close there. Like look at how algorithmically it does that. Why would it do that last second? Unless maybe there's something else about to happen. Guys, I think I have a hunch. I think I might enter options long here. With like a stop if we like close through the 3 minute. Yeah, that's what I would do. Or like hit the low, obviously, or whatever. Or maybe just like size to zero. Honestly, I don't really care. It's not gonna make or break my life if these lose. Yeah, I took 585 calls Fahrenheit, like 0 days. Just one. I'm just testing my hunch and then I'll add into it. Not financial advice. Guys, my hunch could be completely wrong. Do not tail this. Well, we'll see the 3 minute close here in 5 seconds. Are we gonna close through it? No. No 3 minute close. Oh wait. It's finally gonna dump. Yeah, well. I think there's like somebody protecting this level and we're about to get like a huge move to the upside. Just randomly. And I'd like to catch it. because we left these equal highs behind, and we're respecting like kind of like the last gap in the leg. But we'll see. And also, I like that like we've kind of consolidated now for a while, and so like the premiums on the options aren't so elevated as they were, 20 minutes ago. I think the IV went from like 35% to 30%. And it also helps that time is kind of decayed a little bit too. So they're not as expensive as they were when I was first looking at options alone. And so if we do get volatility out of nowhere, that's going to help my premium. But if we're going to close below the 3 minute, then I'll just cut it. Then it'll be like a $10 loss per contract, maybe 20. We'll see. That's a good candle. That's what you want to see if we're going to become bearish. A good close through that previous low there. So yeah, this could go down out of the 1 hour. There's the PM low. So that was kind of the original break even, right? We'll see. The 3 minute here closes in 30 seconds. That's 4 minute. Oops. We could still trade this idea short, in futures. Like, wouldn't be a funded play, but you really got to pass an eval or something, maybe. I would say it's probably 1.5 times as good. So yeah, there's the 3 minute close. Okay, so I think we're good to go. I think this runs to the low now. Maybe we'll get a long opportunity now from the 1 hour gap. Um, but yeah, I'm not really sure we could go break even on a play like this, but obviously I'm not taking it. We'll just watch it. It should work. Like everything's close to it. There's nothing else holding. There's the 1 hour below. Perfect. I mean, honestly, yeah, there you go. Bang. Cool. So as soon as we close the 3 minute, that's when we run the low. I think that was 1 to 1, maybe. Maybe it gave it to you. So that would be good enough for me if you took that. But yeah, just had to wait for that, and then as soon as we get it, more money. You chase the 1 hour to that's fine. That's exactly like what you want to do, Tommy. If if you have good risk to reward there, and there's like an obvious, draw liquidity or whatever, you can take an eval play there all day. There's a 30-second back up here. Okay, no reaction to the 1 hour. Like I said, you can hold a runner. Is there like 50% somewhere? Maybe that's what we want? Kinda, kinda. At the unfilled 15, yes, true. We had the doubles mark that just got ran there. Yeah, maybe 50%. No, it didn't fill me. Don't leave. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, maybe sell model completes here. Yeah, lunch lows is probably too far. Didn't get the 15. We're in that 30 minute and the 1 hour. We could really get a bounce from anywhere here. We have a 30-second CISD looking thing here. Maybe 50% now back up. No, I don't think so because we hit the 1 hour Baker. So like if we got a bounce from the 1 hour, the 15 minute obviously doesn't really matter, right? And it'd be cool if we hit the 15, but we could bounce here at any point. I actually think now any long here would be good. Without the conflicting draw and with the equal highs above, like this 2 minute here could be really good. This is looking kind of A plus, right? Right? I don't know. Imagine this. Full transparency, I re-entered options long when we hit the 1 hour. I cut on the 3 minute, and then when we tapped the 1 hour there, I got a decent fill. I mean, if we can blast here, that would be cool, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm just sizing a zero on these ones. I don't care. Do I like the 125s? Wait, 125s. I don't know what you're talking about. The 15? I mean, maybe, yeah, if we can get it. I like 142 here because that's where I think the sell model will complete, but I just wasn't sure if we could bounce before then. Yeah, yeah, 0.50 Tommy. So I'm down about $7 right now. $8. And then I'm in three of those. If if we drop to like 0.35, I might average in more. Why 142? I mean that's the low, but we did just the 15 minute, so maybe we bounce now. There's a 15-second here. We need this to be a CI. This would be a clean, clean, clean 15-second CISD. We need this to form if we're going to reverse now. Remember, if we fail to close above this high, or above the body high there, then this will be another failed CISD kind of thing, and we'll probably go back and we'll come back for this low. If we get the CISD, I don't think we'll come back for the low. The reason why I don't care about the relative equal lows yet is because we haven't determined whether we're going to get a CISD here or not, and we did balance the 15 and we did balance the 1 hour, so I'm okay with the bounce here. It's just got to be good. See, like maybe now we come back. fail to get the 15-second inverse. Like that momentum should have carried us through the high. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. I'm not going to say anything yet, but that's already looking like another failed CISD, like the same one as earlier. Which means we'll probably come back here. Maybe this is how you snipe like a short. Like, I don't know. Maybe this is stupid, but you do something like this. And that's 1-to-1. And that's an eval trade. And it's not even the model, but it's like just following this idea of like failed CISD. Yeah, for sure, Nathan. For sure, for sure. SMT at low now? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe like one of these internal lows, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, we might get an SMT at the ITL now. One at 142. We run the low, or do we make equal lows? I think we ran it. Yeah, we ran it by a... Oh wait, no. Equal. So equal lows there. Gotta take those out. Okay. Now, how do I know if like we're gonna get a reversal here, if this is just gonna be bearish the rest of the day? What will be the tell? I think it'll probably be like a death candle through this low on the left, and then maybe like inversing this 1 minute, inversing the 15. That'll probably do it. But yeah, we'll see. We have a nice opportunity to get a manipulation like here that offers a CISD. And that'll start like the reversal, I think. And then maybe we take the 2/3 minute / maybe 5 minute inverse. And that's our play. And we try and run the equal highs. We've got good liquidity there. If it doesn't happen during PM, it might happen during Asia or something. We got the macro now. Tanking through the 1 hour. Yeah, the 1 hour close here would be pretty bearish if we inversed it. Did we end up hitting 50 back down? I don't think we did. No, so maybe 50 back down. But yeah, already not looking good for longs. Yeah, 50%'s about to get tapped here. We have the new week. I don't know. That SMT at the high really did it. Do you see why I focus on SMTs at like the extremities in the range to dictate reversals and not so much inside the range? Look at how nicely that reversed there. Let's see. Coming up on it now. This doesn't really feel like death candle like sell side of the curve kind of momentum, but I guess it is. We have kind of dropped, 180 points off the high, so it just took a while to get going. This was kind of a clean move to the downside for sure, especially on the 5 minute. So yeah, this could be sell model. Why would we go all the way back to the low? I mean, I guess maybe the reaction to the 1 hour BPR, that SMT there, not being able to break it. So maybe this is like a good higher time frame short entry then. I guess I didn't really consider that, right? Inverse the 1 hour here, and maybe this is what takes us back down to here. Oh yeah, it's gone. See, I don't know if you guys remember, I said like you can hold a runner, I just don't know where you hold it to. Maybe lunch low now. It's the low here, 5 minute gap. Just past 50. I guess that could make sense. Oh my god, is oil really going that crazy? Yeah, 115. It's pretty high. I know gas where I'm at is up to $4 a gallon now. Pretty crazy. I was promised that gas would be cheaper, I thought, but oh well. So 255 now. We're about to hit 3 o'clock. We'll see what happens at the 1 hour close here. Looks like we're gonna inverse it. I don't know how we would recover from that, honestly. I think we're just gonna be bearish to the end of the day now. Like genuinely, like I know you guys want to cut there because like that's a lot of points, but if we inverse the 1 hour, what's stopping us from going all the way back? I guess maybe even like here. That's still another 75-ish points away. And this is like really, really, really picking up momentum now. Holy, look at that candle. That was nearly 50 points. We are gone. I wanna make like probably 10 to 20 million and then be done. I don't think I'll need anything else after 10 to 20 million. Dude, I need Trump to save these options with a news candle or something. Please. It's less about greed and more about like, okay, at what point in money could I have in my life where I would never have to work again in my life and just live off the interest? And that I think that number is like 10 to 20. Live. I guess the greed really just comes with how much my spending would be, I guess. Because at 8% on 10 million, that's 800K a year. which I guess that is pretty greedy, but it probably won't be 8%. It'll probably be closer to 4. And 4% on 10 mil is 400K. But as inflation continues to get worse and we continue to see, the devaluation of the dollar, 400K in 20 years from now might not be worth as much as it is now. So that's kind of the thinking behind 10 to 20. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a bounce here after taking out those lows. Are we going to close through the 1 hour? That is the question. We have 2 minutes left. Imagine we hold it. Imagine my options actually do get saved. And we get like a 3 minute inverse here. A 3 minute with the 1 hour holding would be pretty cool. Would I still trade for the fun of it? Probably, but probably not as much as I do now. I honestly don't know how Ryan still does it. I love the game, I guess. All right, 1 hour close. Let's see. Somebody could fade me on options right now and probably make a bag off the 1 hour close. 30 second respected. Yeah, any gap on the left here I don't really care about. The only thing I care about is the 1 hour. And obviously these bearish gaps here I care about. Oh, 30-minute respected. Yeah, I don't think I care. I think the 1 hour is more important. Dude, okay, guys, this is kind of crazy. I like triple averaged in to the long right now. So I'm in this trade all in for like I think like $400 or something. And I'm in 10 contracts. So if I get a Trump suite right now and these contracts end up here, I will make like 1,000%. Which like I know that's like such a stupid mindset to have because the odds of that happening are pretty low. And I'm just chasing probably that feeling that I had from that one time. Remember that one time when I caught the options play on the Trump news and like it went ballistic? Like that's what I'm trying to recreate right now, and that's stupid. Don't do that with trading. This is genuine stupidity, genuine gambling. But if it happens, that would be really funny because these contracts would become worth like 2K, I think, maybe 3K. Yeah, 0 day. So like I have 40 minutes really to make something happen here. I need Trump to be like, we have a deal, you know. But instead we got the opposite. We actually got Iran news, it looks like. So guys, how far do you think the stock market goes if Trump says we have a deal right now? Isn't the deadline like tonight? Yeah, true. 1 hour did close below. It's probably a good sign for bears, but I'm gonna hold on hope. Pointless cope. Here in the 15-second long. Okay. Hey, more power to you. Yeah, we might just be pulling back right now for the 5 minutes. So that 15-second on the 5 minute actually is kind of decent. If we're gonna inverse this five, I'm probably gonna need everything because you're going against the 1 hour inverse, and I really don't think that that's gonna break. I actually think if we get a confirmation set up here on the 30-second, this will probably work. We'll see. You think so, Wick? Okay. I don't know. There's so many algorithms built on like sentiment that like they would have to change the algorithms in order to have that happen. But yeah, maybe. I will say I will be very sad if because I bought 0 days, that's the thing that bites me in the butt. Because like yeah, obviously the pricing is dependent on the timing of how long the contract stays open here, but if we like pump after close, like that will make me sad because I'll have known that if like the tweet came out like 30 minutes earlier, I would have made like several $1,000s. Is this 1 minute inverse on a CISD as well? No, no, this is not a CISD. So it has to be a continuous manipulation leg. And right now, the continuous manipulation leg is like here. So the true CISD wouldn't be until we get a close here at 165. Yeah. If you go down to like the lower time frames, like maybe you can say the 15-second is, but I wouldn't use the 15-second for CISD, honestly. Yeah, we might set up this 1 minute short and 30-second short here actually for continuation on the 1 hour inverse, and that might send us even lower. Yeah, that 30-second. Nope, didn't get it. Okay, it's the 1 minute now. This kind of looked like a move back to the 5 minutes to balance it, and then we had lower maybe. I might take this on an eval, maybe, maybe. What up, Dodgy? Sorry, headphones were. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, I tried to gamble 0 days on a Trump tweet, and it's just not coming. But the 1 minute here is gonna work. I'm not even gonna go break even on this. It's just gonna either hit the low and I'm gonna make 25 points, or it's gonna be an L. Okay. Okay. Goodbye. Well, maybe I will actually break even. I don't think I want to take a double loss at the same time. Dude, I need price to like lock in. Trump, please say something. Do anything. What's he doing right now? Anything? Nothing. Probably meeting with some third world country or placing an order at McDonald's. Um, most of the time, Brad, yeah. Sometimes it's not really like clear if it's a breaker or not because a breaker has to be like kind of cleanly defined, if that makes sense. Like this to me isn't a clean breaker, but technically it is. This to me is a clean breaker, okay? Because it points out an obvious swing in like the range, okay? And we have like a CISD there on the 5 minute. I guess I should have stated. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh wait. Oh come on. Let this be it. Oh, let this be it. Do it. Fucking do it, bro. Oh, you dumb bitch. It wasn't it. Oh my god, man. Imagine. I got baited so hard, man. I started seeing that candle start to fly. Oh my goodness. Maybe these were the insiders. Please tell me these were the insiders. That was just a lot of volume coming in. That was all the insiders loading up positions before the news breaks. Please. So much liquidity. Sell side here is so bad. What was it even? Oh, see? It was news, but it wasn't bullish enough. It wasn't we got a deal. It was we are still talking. Damn, bro. They're not going to do a deal then. They have to make a deal in the next 30 minutes. What are the odds of that? They probably go to Polymarket and find out. Um, okay, here we go. April 7th is today. There's a 5% chance we get a ceasefire. I have a 1 in 20 shot. It's honestly not bad. Wait, to make how much? 1,000%? Is that worth it? Probably not, actually, right? It'd be better to just buy this. I mean, I don't know. I guess we could get other bullish news, but that would be like the big one. 1 minute long here. Yep. 1 minute long. We have a SMT at the low there. Yeah, honestly, it's not bad. I think I'd want to wait for the external here, but decent momentum for sure. We kind of have like a data wick, at the break even. But yeah, I think since we already swept out this high, I just want to wait for the gap on the left there. We'll see. Wouldn't this be a rejection block? No, this wouldn't. If we reject price here, this would become the rejection block, but this wick, no. No, this is just like a ITH. Maybe this was the sentiment shift we needed in order to like get a little move to the upside, maybe. No, not a good close. Probably just gonna stall out here for the next 30 minutes. It's probably over for today. You think this is it? All right, we'll see. 4% now. It's even lower. I have a 1 in 25 chance now. Oh, back to 5. Wait, your signal's long? Well, then my position's cooked. I might as well just close it right now. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm not. I'm not. I'm being for real. I'm joking. I think it's already cooked because we inversed the 1 hour. Basically, I'm just hoping that we get news. Like I'm not even hoping ICT works here. Maybe the chart knows before, but like the chart here is telling me we're bearish, so I don't know. 5,000 points to the upside would make me probably $1 million. Not even joking. That would be such a massive injection of money into the market. Like that, I would, yeah, I'd probably make a million. Um, I no, I wouldn't do them, Soko. I like Lucid and then I like Tradeify. It's up to you. So the way that it works is there are a bunch of algorithms, Raid, that track sentiment. Okay. Yeah, both Soko. And whenever like bullish sentiment gets posted, like they're keeping track of wordage used, right, to determine whether the sentiment is bullish or bearish. Whenever that gets posted, they automatically assign buy or sell signals to those words. Okay. So like if they say ceasefire, right, that then it triggers a buy on those algorithms. Does that make sense? Or if it's like they beat like CPI like beat expectations, right? And we actually have less inflation. There's algorithms that automatically trigger that like within milliseconds. And this is where the money's made, right? People spend billions and billions of dollars shortening the latency of their hedge funds to take advantage of those millisecond differences, okay? So they can make more money because when you're trading with that much size, the timing of everything is very important. So like for example, they will build Ethernet cables under the ocean because the signal there is quicker than if they were to use like a satellite or something like that. Unless you have Starlink, which then it gets weird. Then it's like trigonometry and you have to like figure it out. But yeah, because Starlink operates in low Earth orbit. But even then, I don't think the technology on Starlink is faster than what a lot of these hedge funds use. They use like a combination of SOCOM, I think, in Ethernet, but I don't know. That's like advanced stuff. That's like hedge fund quant stuff. Like I don't know. Also, can we just point out like this is kind of moving up a little bit? Like we kind of have a 5 minute here. And it looks kind of A plus, and we're kind of getting a move. I think if we get back to this blue line, I'll be break even on my options. Maybe. Let's see. Maybe this just wants like 50 back up. We could take a look at the 15 minute here. Oh boy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's kind of moving. Oh, we almost got back break even there on that wick. I think I was at like $2 or $3 away from break even. Please tell me this is like the market pricing in ceasefire. Please, bro, please. Like, just come through once, Trump. Just say it. I think if we expand here and we like get back to like these highs at 226, I'll just go break even. I took this with way more size than I probably should have for my options account than what I normally do for like a lotto plays, and yeah, I'm just being dumb. Just lost your account those previous few candles, damn. Dude, it kind of has momentum here, guys. Did we get the 5-minute close? No. Dude, I'm literally going crazy right now on my options. I can't. I can't. I have to lock in, bro. I'm in 10 contracts right now. Holy shit, guys. Bro, I'm not you. Guys, my options are up almost 100% right now. Bro, I'm about to go crazy. Uh-huh. Damn. That's fire. Holy shit, dude. Dude, if we go back right now, holy shit, bro. I'm fucking green. I'm stupid green, bro. I don't even want to cover, guys, but I know I should. I think I'm gonna cover my initial position here. Alright, I got filled. I'm out half. How much time have I got? I got 25 minutes. That was a big move. Dude, how did I call it, guys? How did I fucking call it? Holy shit, guys. These are printing. Holy shit, guys. These are fucking printing. Now, remember, options timing is very important. So if you guys are in this with me, you know, I know we want liquidity here, but I'm going to take advantage of the timing first and foremost. So if these get where I want for my TP for price, I'm just going to take it. I think I'm going to try and sell these at $2 each. There it is. Wow. Holy shit. I just got filled crazy. All right. All right. I got a good fill on that. We're almost at TP. I'm going to leave like maybe one runner and I'm going to sell two at like 2.5 maybe. That would be 500% if we can get back up. But yeah, I out like most. I have like 3 contracts left. Holy shit, guys! What did I fucking say? What did I fucking say? All right, bro. All right, bro. I gotta get this guy out of here. He's hating. He's gotta go. Oh my god, bro. Guys, I really do that shit, man. Did we get the SMT there? Is that where we stalled? Nah, we just stalled. Okay. I think I'll be good. I think I have 25 minutes to hit the high. I think I'll be okay. Guys, that was 500% on that move. Damn. Was it actually like Iran war stuff? Or what was this move? Yeah, Tommy. Did anybody just take the 1 minute inverse here, or the 3, or the 5, or anything? Like, I called this all pretty A plus, right? I mean, you guys heard me. I was in the long. Obviously, it's just Fahrenheit did. Fahrenheit, did you were in that 15 second, right? Bro, no. Did you get stop break even? Oh hell no. Oh my god, Fahrenheit. No shot, bro. I would be killing myself right now. Okay, for sure, Fahrenheit. I don't know how this news price, but I'm down. I knew it was going to happen, guys. We left way too much liquidity up there. This could be like difficult to hit though. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I sold most there, right? Because like I said, we got to prioritize timing when it comes to options, not liquidity. Timing is way more important. But I still think we could go up. That's why I have something left. I'm very excited to show you guys these executions. This was a good one. Oh wait, I'm down to two? Oh my god, W. I thought I did my math wrong. I actually saved myself so much money. I thought I was down to one contract. I have two left. Or three contracts, sorry. This is good actually. Dude, I got filled at like the top possible. I got filled at 2.17. Any trades in PM? Guys, were there any trades in PM today? Were there any trades? I don't know. I don't think so. There weren't any trades. Fifteen-second long, 30-second kinda, yeah. I'm not entering anything up here, obviously. I have no idea if this high is gonna hit. We've gotten close like this twice now, and it's just being so manipulated. Guys, that is what I needed, man. That was the candle I was looking for. Dude, and now I get to go buy a car after this. That's what I'm doing after stream is done. I just made the down payment on the car almost. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm only gonna put like a few grand down, so this actually might cover the down payment. No, it's gonna be a car for my girlfriend and for my business. Um, I'm getting a Toyota Sienna. I took QQQ. I took 585. My average was like 40, 40 cents, and I sold them at 2 point something. Yeah, I don't have the capital for NDX. Basically, I took this long, but on options. Um, and then we took this short on the 3 minute down to the low. And like we caught, I said basically to take it for 1 to 1, but maybe hold a runner. And those were like the two big plays. And then outside of that, that's about it. But yeah, I mean, this is what I did. So I took an options position when price balanced the 1 hour gap. I started my position there. And then as price plummeted, I added a few contracts so that my average on a full position for 10 contracts was 40 cents. And then I pretty much just said, listen, we inverse the 1 hour down, but I am just going to really hope that this 30-minute holds. And then we get like a Trump news thing because we left a lot of liquidity behind here. And that's what happened. I can't explain it. I basically got lucky again with Trump news. It was like, I don't know. It was this, I guess. Extending the deadline. Which like I guess is bullish because it's like the deadline tonight would basically be them going to war and like, obviously striking things or whatever. But if they extend the deadline, there's less strikes, which means the price of oil will come down. Right? So we have oil prices fall, I don't know, like $2 or something off that news. XND. Okay. Can I tell you something, Fahrenheit? I don't trade with enough size on options to really care about tax treatment. I mean, every once in a while I hit like a banger, but it's not like anything crazy. Like I think this year I'll probably make like 5 to 10K on options. So I don't really care. I mean, I'll pay like whatever it is, 50% of my profits or whatever. Like I don't know. Oh yeah, monkey, I should swing a call, you think? I don't know. That's a little scary. I don't like swinging positions. I usually do bad on those ones. Part of me slightly regrets taking half off, but I know that if we dumped from there, I would not have regretted it. So I'm fine. My average fill on like everything here was like pretty good. I can't complain. It was like almost 200%, so it was 200%. Yeah, Fahrenheit. That's actually crazy. Swinging contracts is expensive though, Monkey Man. I like playing these 0 days that are like less than $50 because then you could do something like this. I should be making an options video. Dude, there was no. What am I supposed to make a video on here? Oh, Trump news came out because I said it would and I made money. Like, what am I, you know? Yeah, for sure, Nathan. This is the second time I've done this, guys. This is the second time in a row I've said I'm gonna take options plays, and I've gotten saved by Trump news. This is like in like the last month, I think, right? Like, when was the last time this happened? Oh yeah, March 19th, 2 weeks ago. I did this. Um, it looks like these last two contracts are just gonna be like worthless, or not worthless, but like they're not really like moving, and now they're out of the money. I kind of just want to like cut, but I'm hoping we get like one final push. It's just gonna be at 350, which like by then I'll have to close out the position. So the timing here is gonna mess everything up, which I'm glad I cut the rest of the position when I did, but still, it's like no, I have to I get auto closed at 345 because I don't have the capital to back three QQQ. I would need like $160,000, I think. Yeah, but you have to pay an activation fee with Apex Soko Ban, and Apex doesn't pay out. So while maybe Apex is better when you're learning, you're not actually gonna like get paid at the end, which is kind of like the whole point. So it's really not. I wouldn't say it's cheaper. It's just like if you blow a lot of evals, Apex is probably better for you. But if you're the type of person to blow a lot of evals, you're probably not disciplined enough to get to a payout under Apex's rules. So it's not a good fit for you anyway. Yeah, Apex like has a lot of rules that like prevent payouts, even recently after their update. Specifically, like MAE is like the big one that people violate, but they can just deny you for like completely random reasons. It usually happens to people that are taking like 20 payouts. They did away with the MAE. Okay, maybe that was on a legacy account then that I saw. But I've been rejected 3 payouts from Apex, and I've never been rejected from anyone else. So you can use me as an example. Maybe it's just my own bad experience, but that's just how I feel about it. All right, we are dead. We are stuck. Right, right, nice. Um, who else? I don't know. I think it might have been people in the past that were in PM that had been denied. Maybe they're no longer here, but if nobody else is speaking up about it. But let me just type in the Discord Apex denied. So Call Me Eddie was denied. Chris Molina, who was an alumni, was denied over $12,000. Um, KJ was denied 2.6K. I mean, I guess it's not that super common, but those are just like cherry picking examples. Those people that I'd mentioned just from this Discord were like months ago, like 6 months ago. So if that doesn't deter you, continue to use Apex. That's fine. Honestly, they might be better. Yeah, like Travis said, just follow the rules and you'll get paid. I mean, to be fair, I've also gotten a lot of payouts from Apex. So, and to be completely honest, there is a tinge of bias because I do have affiliate codes with the two other prop firms, but I would never let that bias influence my decision. In the past, when I had an MFFU code, I would always promote the best value prop firm at the time. I just truly believe right now, based on the things that I care about when it comes to prop firm accounts, that Lucid and Tradeify offer better value than Apex. But to each their own. If you value eval pricing more than you do payout quickness or ease of payout rules, then go with Apex, right? If you value payout, speed and um payout rules more, then go with like a Tradeify or a Lucid. And like the reason why I say those two is because I think those are the better value than like a Top Step. Well, actually, I don't know. I think Top Step's okay. I mean, their value is not terrible, but Top Step X. So like I think overall payout rules on Lucid and Tradeify are easier than Apex. Like, can somebody remind me of the current Apex rules? Like on end of day. So is this accurate? You need to build a buffer of $2,600. Is there still the buffer thing? Because that's my biggest problem with it. Okay, so that's the problem with Apex. When you go to get paid out, you have to make the $2,600 to request 500, and to request 1,000, you have to make 3,100. Okay, so let's do the math there. On $3,100 in profit, you can only request. Oh, no, sorry, that's for the 50K. For the 25K, it should be 1,600, right? So on $2,100 in profit, you can request 1,000. So that's pretty close. That's pretty close um to Lucid and to Tradeify. But with the 50K accounts, in order to request, I guess what would be 2K, or maybe it's 1,500 now. I wish I had the rules pulled up. Anyway, you would need to request. Oh, you posted it, that. But do they have the? There's no buffer there. They didn't put the buffer amount. Yeah, 1,500 max for first payout. Exactly. Okay, so 1,500 max for first payout, and you need to be at, I think it's 3,600 to request that. So here, this is where it starts to drop off. You only get to capture 41% of your profits, and that's before the 90-20, I mean 90-10 split. When you take that into account, you're making 1,350 out of 3,600. You're only getting 37.5% of your profit back after all the work you invested. Okay? And you have to follow, is there consistency? Yeah, 50% consistency, right? Whereas on Lucid, okay, if I make $3,600, I get to request half, okay? And there's no consistency. So you're looking at $1,800 for a payout on 3,600. That's half times, 90-10 split. So this is actually, I don't know why there's this here. So 90-10 split would put this at 1,620, okay? So here you're getting 45% of your money versus 37.5, okay? That's a 20% difference, okay? By trading Lucid, you make 20% more money making the same profit. And the rules are easier because there's no consistency. That's why I advocate for them. Because on one payout with Lucid, you make up for the difference in profit that you make. Okay? You make 1,350 versus, what was it on Lucid? 1,620. That's $270 difference. Okay? And there's a daily loss limit, so making it even harder. And you multiply that against across 5 accounts, that's $1,300 difference in one payout. Okay? That's why Apex sucks compared to these two. That's why I promote them, because it's just simple math. It's basic math. Does that all make sense? How about TPT and MFFU Rapid? So MFFU is 80-20, so I kind of just ignore them. And then TPT, I don't know. I don't know their rules. Oh, they're 90-10 now? Okay, well, if they're 90-10, then it's probably the same as Lucid and Tradeify. I don't know. 80. Okay, so TPT is last, and then MFFU, I guess. Oh, they both require buffers? Then forget them both. Any prop firm account that requires a buffer before requesting a payout is bad. When you have Lucid and Tradeify that don't require buffers and don't have consistency on the select accounts. Okay. That's what I thought. I thought MFFU was 80-20. But maybe it's different for the Rapids. Might be 90-10 for the Rapids. I don't know. So yeah. Prioritize prop firms that don't require a buffer because you get less money from your profit. And prioritize no consistency on funded. And you'll get way more payouts, I promise you. Lucid Flex does not require a buffer. And they don't require you to have any consistency on funded. 50K rapid plan. Max drawdown 2K. Daily drawdown, no. Microscaling 10-1. 5 minis. 90-10. Okay, so yeah. Yeah. Buffer requirements 2.1K. So it's the exact same thing as the Apex accounts. But you only need 1 day. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So basically, the MFFU rapid accounts are essentially full port accounts. Where like you can basically just like send it and hopefully you get lucky. Also, please hit the high on this candle so I can get the most amount of money on this this insta sell, this auto sell, because it's gonna auto sell me I think in like a minute here. No, it's not gonna do it. It's gonna have to be the next candle. Dang. Well, that's okay. I'll still make $70 per contract, maybe $80 per contract here. Maybe we'll see. Let's see. Is it gonna close me? Okay. It looks like it closed me at $70 a contract. Cool. So, wait, why isn't it? It's not closing me. It's not closing me. It's not filling me. Why didn't it fill me? Please fill me. Oh my god. I just got sold by Robinhood. Okay, bro. Not like sold, like literally sold, obviously. Like I know that that was going to happen. But the limit order they said didn't fill me at the price. So I ended up, well, okay, there it just went through. Oh my gosh, dude. Wait, please tell me that filled me higher. No, dude. Like, oh my god, I missed out on it by like 5 seconds, dude. Dude, are you all right, whatever. I just missed out on like $400. Are you serious? Guys, the contracts are at $300 a piece. And they sold them for $1.20. By the way, bang. There's the high. Guys, I just missed out on 100 no, $360 by a minute. Oh my god, dude. Wait, minimum daily profit is 250? Okay. There you go. I mean, this is so easy. This is so easy. Like it's not even it's a no-brainer. Lucid is just so much better. Tradeify is so much better. It was a good day. It was a good day. I can't complain. Did I make a lot of money? Sure. I'm very happy. Today was a good day. Now, let me post those executions. So you guys can see everything. Because you've just been hearing it, obviously what's it called? From the horse's mouth or whatever. I don't know. All right. Here is the trades. Dude, I literally just missed out. That's so fucking annoying, bro. I thought maybe for a second that like while they were filling, because I had like the order notification that was like your order's been filled. I thought that while that was happening, it was gonna fill me at the price that the contract was at, and it was at like $230 each. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're good. No money, but no. All right, let me post these. I gotta go and I gotta modify the entry, which would have been like, I guess the inverse here. Or this, sure, whatever. All right, guys. Holy shit! Did you guys, I guess, see that the options play? I ended up making 250% after all the scales. I think something like that, which is pretty good. I can't complain. Oh wait, what up, Dodgy? I can do that. That's perfect actually, because I think I'm gonna go to Chicago the 24th. So when I wrap up streaming in the morning, I'll just leave after that. Dude, did you see the options play, bro? Shit was nice, right? Okay, that's all. Oh wait, actually, let me tell you this real quick. So Robinhood closes out your options at 345, right? So look at the 345 candle here. They limit sell me as soon as 345 hits, and I have a fill at 119 a contract. Then when it goes down, I'm not filled. I'm not filled. I get filled here. 1 second later, after I get filled, we get this candle. I missed out on $360 by 1 second. Yeah. Okay, that's all. Okay. Any questions about today? We learned a lot. We made a lot of money. I think that's a different tax bracket, man. Maybe Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit actually might. We'll notify you when it's time to schedule your delivery appointment. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Is the Cybertruck over 6,000? True. Do you want to hear what I'm doing? I bought a minivan. The Toyota Sienna is a hybrid that gets 36 miles per gallon and is over 6,000 pounds. So it's going to be a business expense. I'm going to use it for more than 50% business. And what I plan on doing is driving down maybe later this year to see you. And with the mileage from driving to Florida and back, that's going to offset like as the business expense because when I come down, we'll obviously meet and, you know, make content, whatever. And then it's going to be my girlfriend's car. So after 5 years, I'll just be able to give it to her like without any business, you know, stuff attached to it. But for these first 5, I'll have to use it for majority business, obviously. Yeah, and it's a 2025, which is pretty cool. It's pretty new. So no, no, here I'll show you. It's gonna be like this color. So like it's a minivan, obviously, but dude, I could get it in my green though. There is one by me that's like a 23. No, it'd be the 8-seater Baker. But yeah, the upgrade to from the Camry to this. I mean, I'll still have the Camry, obviously. But yeah, this will be it, man. Dude, Fahrenheit. I'm not even joking. You're the third person to ask that. I mean, obviously, one day I want to have kids, but the main reason is like my girlfriend has a business where she like will sell stuff at craft shows and that kind of thing. So it's convenient for that. I'll be able to like help move her stuff around, and then it's really good gas mileage. And we were originally looking at like the Toyota Highlander. That was her favorite, but the Sienna does everything that the Highlander does, but better. So it was kind of a no-brainer. And I'm not one of those people that has a stigma against minivans. It just is what it is. And the Highlander is not over 6,000 pounds either. This one is. So like it's the Section 179. But yeah. Sorry, I'll let you go. Okay. Okay. For sure. Yeah. Alrighty, man. Yeah, have a good dinner, man. Guys, I'm gonna wrap up stream here. I gotta make a couple phone calls after this. I know that like the days where like I'm gambling on options like probably aren't your favorite to sit through because for you it's probably like okay, what is this guy doing? You know, this isn't what I'm paying him for. This isn't, you know, the model. This isn't whatever. And then I end up winning on it and you guys are like, God, dude, all I wanted to do was get green and whatever else, right? So like I know that like this isn't like the best learning experience for you guys, so I tried to make up for that with earlier with the the education there. And I will say obviously here when I made those comments that was probably a little unprofessional, but I am trying to entertain, and at the same time like I don't know, man, it feels vindicating when like my hunches end up working out. So I don't know. But yeah. Thank you guys for stopping in today. Obviously, we'll be back tomorrow, same thing. I hope you all have a good rest of your evening, and I'll probably send a picture or two when I end up signing on the car. So you guys are obviously very helpful in making that happen. So I appreciate you guys all for continuing to support me in what I do, and I hope that through your support, I'm able to give some love back to you guys in that way, and hopefully you take something away from these streams and are able to make some money. So um, yeah, thank you guys for that. I'm very appreciative of you guys in this community that we built together. So yeah, on that note, have a good evening, guys. Peace out.